What is going on, the CloverTac crew and the Ghost Mafia? Welcome to a special edition of the Ghost and Clover Podcast, where we're going to talk a little SHOT Show and some stuff that we've got coming up for that. Also, some plans for 2025 and whatever. Now, we're also going to be going over some stuff that you guys might be interested in through this whole endeavor. Once again, we'll talk about that in a little bit before we get going. First off, this podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at EAA, or European American Armor. You guys are well aware of EAA if you follow either one of our channels. If you're new to our channels, new to this podcast, then sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're going to talk a little bit of SHOT Show. We're going to talk a little bit about some plans, have a little fun. And you know what? If we have time, we'll throw out a little viewer topic out there. You guys might have to give us a topic if we've got time. But before we move on, let's bring in the tactical virus, the gatekeeper of all things Texas Pride. What's up, Clover? How are you, man?
Hey, now don't start that shit. That's the intro for your podcast.
That's right. Well, you are the tactical virus. I just hope that you're not going to be the tactical virus in a week or so and get everyone sick. Let's just hope that
you want to be my latex salesman.
I want to be your latex salesman. Yes, I do. Vandalay Industries. This is Kramer. Still one of the best scenes in all of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
My God. Real quick before we get going, hold on real quick. Sorry. We are members. Both of us are members of the Firearms Radio Network, and you can also find it over the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro gun, pro tweet podcasts. We're at firearmsradio.net and selfdefenseradio.net. Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm not very smart. I had to, before I forget things, sometimes I have to move quickly on them,
That is one thing that won't change. However, I'm glad you mentioned, tonight we're kind of talking about, I'm excited for 25. 25 is going to be cool in a lot of different ways. But one of the things that, one of the changes is up until now, kind of been a pain in the ass in a way, because the Ghost and Clover podcast, at the time, you were not a member of Firearms Radio Network.
Correct.
And so that was getting uploaded by me. And so you had to go to, the CloverTac stuff on there to get to the Ghost and Clover. But in 25, the Ghost and Clover, I've already talked with Sean and Krista and the crew over there. And in 25, Ghost and Clover podcast will have its own actual top tier slot in the lineup.
Own channel over there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's only fair in my opinion, but also
it's only the best podcast on radio. Let's just be honest.
Well, it's kind of shitty that, and I get why.
It's shitty for sure. It's shitty.
They didn't want. Well, let me finish. But they, I get it. I get that they didn't want to double up things. So I understand when you came on over there that.
Yeah,
they didn't want you putting it on yours.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a collaboration. That's not really fair, and so that has bugged me. And 20, we'll fix that in 25 though. That's going to get fixed. So looking forward to that. And from what I hear, as far as the upload process and all of that, there will be virtually no changes. I can continue to do it the same way I'm doing it. I just have a checkbox in one place rather than another, like literally.
Exactly.
So it'll be super easy to do. So, along with that, and this was something that I was thinking about. I guess we can kind of talk about. We can war game, if you will, maybe some things, and maybe the audience out there even has some ideas or some things they'd like to see, or changes we could make, or whatever it might be. But one thing I was thinking earlier, we've talked about trying to get the intro done because of the stupid YouTube showing guns on a live stream bullshit. That's the reason we don't actually, or for about half the year in 24, we didn't have that intro, right? We just have the countdown,
which was interesting because we were doing this live on my channel, on your channel, and the Ghost and Clover channel. By the way, go subscribe to that channel. And neither one of our main channels ever got dinged, but twice twice. The Ghost and Clover, the one with 30 some odd subs on there,
got taken down.
got taken off. So go figure, right? Go figure.
Yeah, ridiculous. So, we need to redo, I think, an intro and maybe redo some artwork and probably the overlay you see on the screen now. I don't know about you. I know we've had some conversations with the EAA.
Mhm.
I think there's pretty good odds they stay on board for 25.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
won't have to
Yep.
change that. But we definitely need to update that fucking banner down there because we've got
Yeah.
like a 1911 carry and a
Yeah.
compensated and a Gerson high power down there and oh
There's a
good
lot
lord
more new stuff out there, huh?
with the Influencer X series and the
Or the X series in general is pretty bad.
or the X series in general and the brats and the match and the all the other cool stuff. Yeah, we got to get a little bit of an update going on, I think, on that.
Yeah, and as much as I like the Beavis and Butthead theme, you know, we've done it now for a couple seasons, and you never know, we might keep that. But what do you guys think about the kind of the Beavis and Butthead theme of the Ghost and Clover at the top of the screen and all that stuff? Do you guys like that? Let us know. And like I said, we've talked privately about maybe how to maybe do something different or change things up, spice things up. Do you guys out there they're listening, because you guys are the ones that are always here and listen and watch this, what do you think of the format? Do you like the current format that we've been using as far as each of us bringing a topic and then having the viewer topic? Or what would you guys rather see some kind of different segments in there, or what? Let us know. Give us some ideas, because ultimately this is for you guys. I mean, we have fun doing this. We could do this on the phone if we wanted to, but we enjoy doing this for you guys, and we hope we entertain you guys for a little bit. But what do you guys out there have an idea of what you would like to see with the Ghost and Clover in 2025? We'll be starting back up and probably, you know, February or somewhere in there, February, early March, like, you know, somewhere in there. So I've got some stuff that I've got to do the first 2 weeks of February. Once we get back from that, then we should be okay, you know.
Yeah, I definitely.
Rich out there says, like it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Is it broke or not?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it is, but then, you know, at the same time, I don't know. You never know.
I don't want to get. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is bad. That's why I kind of threw it out there. Is do we want to think about doing something different, or is everyone seem happy right now?
Because what we've got, I mean, and real quick, I'm gonna take a minute. I mean, this is our fucking show. It's a special edition.
That's right.
I'm gonna shout out Fluffy and Milsurp Duo, Chris from 740 and the Gun Snob, and Gerald's out there, and Ozzy is in the house.
Woods
and,
is out there.
Monster and Pat and Woods is out there, and did I say Scott? I think I probably did.
G23 is out there. Yeah.
Man, we're loaded. Rich obviously is out there. And you know, here's the thing. That guy's wife is.
She said Dumb and Dumber. We might go from that. Could be fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
That could be really, really fun. That could be a good one.
We may have to go that route. That's pretty cool.
I'm in.
But what I was gonna say is, here's the thing with change. I feel like, the people that's out there now that's watching this, you guys are gonna come over no matter what we do, and no matter what time slot it's in, probably, or anything else. Let's be honest. It's the usual suspects out there, right?
Yep.
We got to be careful, Scott.
That's what I'm saying, that we got to be careful on YouTube. Yeah, we got to be careful with that.
And also, the deal of the week would not be fair depending on who we bring on that's helping with the podcast potentially too. So that would have to be cleared through them. I don't think EAA would have a problem. If you guys recall, I think it was, what was it, the first season? We had EAA at Taurus.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting combo.
It was.
G23 says Calvin and Hobbs, and I don't, other than the whole Calvin pissing on shit bumper sticker, like I don't even know.
See, I didn't even know that was Calvin. I've heard of Calvin Hobbs, but I don't know anything about it. So I didn't even know until you said that Calvin's the one that's pissing on everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is, and I think Hobbs is some kind of tiger or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't even
So
understand
far, the Dumb and Dumber is the
That's
best.
the winner.
That's the best one
Yeah.
so far. So give us
Yeah.
some out there, and if you like something else, Starsky
Dumb
and
and
Hutch, or
Dumber.
whatever, But
Dumb and Dumber is also a very recognizable font as well.
It is. It is.
So,
and I don't have to act because I'm already dumb. So
right.
Actually, I'll be dumber. You could be dumb. I'll be dumber because we all know.
By the way, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Get 73 miles
Ozzy says, I can see it in my head, the two of you riding a little scooter. It wouldn't be the first time, my friend. It wouldn't be the first time.
What is it? 73 miles to the gallon on that hog?
on that hog, yeah. Just when I think that you can't get any stupider, you go and redeem yourself. Wood says, in my honest opinion, have the show on one channel rather than three, like the comment is on Ghost rather than Clover.
Yeah, we would never get any viewers.
Yeah, we only have like 30 something subscribers on the Ghost and Clover. That's why we do this live on both of our channels to bring in the most audience. Now, once this goes off air, the only place that you can watch it and replay is the Ghost and Clover. So,
or the audio world, because it is,
or the audio world, obviously. That's where most of it is, the audio world.
Tuned and tailored for the audio world. So
yeah,
it's kind of pointless, This is my opinion. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, but when you're doing any type of long form type content, quote unquote podcast, or live streaming, it needs to be audio conducive. The Patriot in the Dark effect, if you will. And because that stuff is, while it doesn't typically get really good traction here on YouTube in the audio world, oh man, and I'm sure you're that way with the Armed Citizen and porting that stuff over. I'm sure you're seeing 10, 15, 20 times the traffic in the audio world.
No, easily,
on YouTube,
easily.
Yeah.
I'll get usually 75 to 100 views video wise.
We don't,
but I'll get 1,000 to 1,200 in audio. So,
and that's that's the thing. So what I'm saying with that, Woods, and to everybody else, is that at least in my experience, when I go live, and then when we're going live here, we go live for you guys out there. Yeah, because we could very easily just fucking record a conversation and put it in the audio podcast world and
just talk on the phone.
Yeah, and basically get the same amount of downloads, listens, whatever, right? So this is just an added perk that you guys get to come over here, hang out, we have fun and everything while we record. That's all. This is kind of like a live studio.
That's the fun side of it. Yeah, that's the fun side, is the live studio audience and having this conversation, where if it was just me, you on the phone, or recording this off air to post to podcast form, or even to post it to the channel in a later date as a video instead of a live stream. Would it work? Sure. That said, or the biggest part of it is the interaction live. We have our 20 to 30 guys or gals or people that come in every podcast and hang out with us, and we love that, and that's what makes this fun. I don't think that I would do many podcasts that weren't done live. I think that you get to see the true personalities. I think that you see behind the curtains more when it's live. It's genuine, it's raw, than if it's just, as Chase says, fuck it, we'll do it live. Exactly. You get to see who we are, right?
That's a Bill O'Reilly reference for those that don't.
Big Al says, I want to buy one of your stickers, Ghost. How do I order one? Love to have it on my safe. I tell you what, send me an email, ghosttactical@yahoo.com, and I'm sure I've got a couple hanging around. I'll get some in the mail to you. It's probably going to be after SHOT Show. If I can get it done this week, great, but it might be after SHOT Show. But just send me an email, send me your address, and I'll send you a couple small stickers out.
We've had a pretty good influx. So welcome Smoking Space and Chase and Big Al and Ron and Gunmetal.
Yeah.
Welcome. So
people are bored as shit on Sunday night. Let's just be honest.
Well, and it's it's when you adhere to time constraints, and this is one of the issues that we potentially run into with a live audience. Again, for replay, it does not matter. It's recorded, and those people get to, get it in the audio podcast world, whatever.
Yeah.
But for the live, I've noticed, and whether it's notifications or people's like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's whatever time, they're live. It takes them a few minutes to get in here. I mean, it's 15 minutes, right?
Mm.
And we've got a pretty good crowd out there right now after
Yeah.
15 minutes. Well, that's the first fucking topic with our normal
Yeah.
format.
Yeah.
That there's people that have missed that. Right now, you could always
Yeah.
go back and replay. You could rewind, and I know that Mandatory Gary out to I hadn't seen him tonight, but I know that he does that. If he comes in late, he'll
Yeah.
back up and go 2x, till he gets caught up. But
Exactly.
that's one of the things where if it was, if we didn't have the random topic, if it was more of a free for all style, kind of like we're doing tonight a little bit. But we do got to get to the big announcements and what all's
We
going
do.
on
We do.
here in a little bit. But that would give a little more time, of course, for
Yeah,
folks
and this is
going
I
up.
think I think the topics that we bring are fun, right? I think that they're fun. That said, we don't get to just bullshit like this. Now, maybe once a month we could do something like, we sit there and bullshit and do our normal like this, and then have the viewers comment, the viewers topic at the end, right? And then maybe once every 4 or 5 episodes we go and do a topic and all that. But I think, if you guys like us doing the structured type segments, topics and all that, let us know. If you like us bullshitting for 30-40 minutes and then doing the viewer topic at the end, just doing that one topic, let us know. We're open to suggestions. But this is when we first started doing Ghost and Clover, this is what we envisioned. Was we always have had great phone conversations, and we've always said for years, man, we should record some of our phone conversations to be a great podcast. And that was the idea of the whole Ghost and Clover, was just having conversations. Now we can still do the topics. It's fun doing the topics, especially when we don't know each other, don't know what the other was bringing. But we can also just have fun and just shoot the shit, which is kind of fun in its own sometimes. I don't know. You guys let us know.
Yeah, Scott out there, it says, how about some more giveaways, even if it's just some stickers and stuff. I don't know. I'm torn on that because, first of all, I don't like just giving away just little swag stuff. I really don't. It seems like every channel, it seems like they just vomit the giveaway stuff, right? It's all the little stuff. And so I like when I do something like that, I like it to be worthwhile, which by the way, we're going to kind of talk about that here a little later on. But I don't know if there's enough feedback. I mean, maybe we go multiples of 3, praise Dale, raise hell, right?
That's right.
And like every third episode or something, like do some swag or
yeah, we can do something
definitely
like that.
Definitely a conversation to be had around that. That is an idea.
Yeah, Big Al says, I and everyone else just enjoy your content regardless of how we get it. I love live chat. I think it has that unknown that is super cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. And G23 says, how about a random mix? Mostly topics and freestyle. That could be like let's come what Clover just said. Maybe every 2 or 3 we do this, every 2 or 3 we do this, every 2 or 3 we do this, and just have some mixture of it. Woods asked us, what are our 3 or so goals for 2025? We'll get to that after the announcements. How about that? I've got it starred though. Okay, Woods, yeah. I've got it starred.
Well, and part of that is the announcements.
This is true too.
Quite honestly.
This is true too. Yeah.
We just kind of been hold on to kind of build folks up that way.
Yeah.
You guys are going to know what's going on. But yeah, if we went with the multiple of 3 rule, the rule of 3, and every third episode go freestyle with a giveaway. Maybe
there you go.
Something, that way it was all in one, and wouldn't have to worry about it quite so
now
much.
G-Web says a musical theater style podcast in French.
I speak French about as good as Joey Tribbiani. So
yeah, blah, blah, blah. What was it? Blah, blah, blah.
La Poo.
La Poo, yeah.
La Poo.
Now Chase says if you're going to go doing duos, you got to do the wham glamour headshots together. So Arminthia has said this year that the topic or the style might be Dumb and Dumber. So we might have to have some fun with doing those glam shots.
I mean, I think we need to do. I think our avatars. I think if we're going to move away from, we kind of did the cartoonish because uh, it was the Beavis and Butthead style theme, and I was thinking about that earlier that we do actual photos for avatars. I don't want to go. I don't want to go camera because having no camera again. This is mostly we're talking about the
audio.
Love the interaction from live, but the audio podcast world cameras does no good. So, but we could
the avatars. We could actually do something. You know, we could go while we're in Vegas. We can go find some costume shop, and I can find like an orange tux. You can find like a blue tux that they had in Dumb and Dumber, and do pictures in the orange and blue tuxes. That could be amazing.
Yeah,
someone's got them. Someone's got them, right?
Photoshop. We could do something.
We could Photoshop them. We could just put our heads on the Dumb and Dumber stuff. But
I don't.
Wouldn't it be more fun if we actually did that?
Maybe. I don't know where we're gonna fucking have time.
It's Vegas, man.
I'm already stressed. No, I'm just saying when we have time. I'm not talking about someplace being open.
Sometime Sunday, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
It's so jam packed, we had an issue with that when I called you the other day. You were like, holy shit, I don't know how I'm going to pull that event off.
On Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday's going to be interesting. Tuesday's going to be interesting for sure. I have 3 things scheduled right back to back to back, which will be fun, but it is what it is. We'll make it work. I tell you what, let's go into the first announcement. You guys know that last year we did a live podcast every day for an hour at the Bursa booth, and we're going to do the same thing again, and it's going to be starting at 4:00 local time, which would what?
Let's talk about the other one first. That way,
I tell you what, man, it's your show. You do what you want to do.
Well, I'm just saying we've got more to talk about with Bursa.
Okay,
so let's go ahead and knock out the other one. I think, right?
Okay, sure.
And you've got all the info on that anyway, right?
Okay, so we're gonna do that one then. So something new, something blue, something borrowed, all those things that you need for a nice wedding, right? So every day, well, say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of Shot, we're adding a second podcast. Yes, if we weren't demented enough, we're going to add more pressure to us.
Right.
But we're going to do a podcast. No stress, just fun and relaxed. But it's going to be at 2:30 local time, Vegas time, which would be 2:30 would be 4:30 Central, 5:30 East Coast time. Every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, shot live from the EAA booth. And we'll obviously have Chase or Keith or someone from EAA with us. It's going to be a 30-minute podcast. We'll spend 10 minutes or so with EAA. Obviously, they'll still be there, but then we're going to have some guests. And some of the people we're lining up. One of them, I don't know her name. She's going to be at the booth with EAA, and Chase might be able to enhance that name for us real quick. She's going to be there one day. I've got Jade coming in and Julie Golub coming in the other 2 days. So Jade Struck and Julie Golub have tentatively at this point. I haven't need to talk to them this week to definitely cement that. But as of a couple weeks ago, they both said yes. Just got to make the time. But yeah,
Chase said it.
Emily. Okay, I didn't know her name. I didn't want to make up some name, but Emily.
So basically,
if you've been to Wanamaker, hold on. If you've been to Wanamaker before and you've seen the gun babes over there signing calendars, one of them is going to be at SHOT Show with EAA for a week. So yeah.
Go ahead. The tactical girls or something.
The tactical girls, yeah, something like that. But they're the ones that are always over there and by Celtic Holsters, and they're signing their calendars and all that. When Chase was there a couple years ago, he talked with them, and now we have it.
Yeah, so we've got.
Ironically, she's from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Go figure.
We've got the Ghost and Clover Babe Fest
The
brought to you by
Babe
EA.
Fest.
Apparently,
That's it. That's
Babe
it. Yes.
Babe Fest 2025 at SHOT Show, I
That's
suppose,
it.
because it's
That's
all it's
it.
all chicks. But
And if one of
yeah.
them can't, then I'm working on getting Tonto. So he's a
Oh,
pretty good looking guy. So
well, that's true. This is true. Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
not, we can get like Snob and Gary and OB, because that's just eye candy if anyone ever noticed.
And if you don't think Tonto is a babe, if you drink enough of his vodka, then
This is true.
he would probably start looking better. That's
He would, and he'd appreciate the vodka sales. It is good
this
vodka
is true.
though.
Yeah, this is true.
It is good vodka. I've got a couple bottles of it. But no, that'll be fun. That'll be from like I said, 2:30 Vegas time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And all this will be scheduled on the channels, by the way.
Yes,
So
yes, they will, and it'll say live at EAA or live at Bursa with the times, and all of them will be pre-scheduled, so you'll get the 30-minute. Hopefully, you'll get the 30-minute notification from YouTube and all of that. No whiskey drinkers. When I do drink, which is only a couple times a year, I drink a lot of whiskey. Unfortunately. That's my downside. But that'll be fun. And like I said, that'll be live at the EAA booth. And thank you to EAA for having us in that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just hope to God we don't have to resort to going to OB and Sarge and Snob and all those guys, because nobody wants to see that live. If we do, we'll have to go cameraless for that one, Clover.
Well,
that
it's
might
entirely
actually lose
possible,
viewers.
depending on how the setup at EAA is. It is entirely possible we get heckled from the cheap seats. So
there will be heckling. There even might be some things thrown at us.
True.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've got decent reflexes still, so, and I can throw it back at them, which would be even better.
Now, I'm not going to put it on the screen, and I'm not going to talk about it. But what I am going to say is, Millsurp Duo, I'm going to reach through the internet and slap the shit out of you if you don't stop trying to jinx us. That's all I'm going to say. The people out there in the live chat, they get a chance to read that, and they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's already usually bad enough. We don't need you to just nail the coffin shut, right?
Right.
So the great thing about it is, Clove, is we can leave whenever the hell we want to. We've left range day at noon before. What was that, like 2019 or 2020? It was so bad and so windy. We left it like right after lunch. It's like, you know what? This really isn't worth it.
Yeah.
No, range day, you have to go into range day every year. It's going to be bad. You just know it's going to be bad.
Layers.
Yeah, layers. Because you can expect cold weather, you can expect wind, and you can expect rain. Sometimes they're together, sometimes they're individual, but they're all going to show up. If you haven't been to range day and you're going this year for the first time, wear shorts and a t-shirt, you'll be fine. We're just joking.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful weather every year.
Beautiful. It's the desert. Of course it's going to be nice.
It's like Hawaii or some shit.
Yeah.
So
it's some drier,
Flip-flops, cargo shorts.
Yeah. T-shirt, maybe a hoodie. Yeah. Maybe a hoodie.
Boogaloo shirt. You're good. You're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that one's like I said, that one's going to be brought to you every day at EAA, 2:30 local time, Vegas time. So 4:30 Central, 5:30 on the East Coast, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then after that one, we've got to bust ass
big one
over across the bridge to the Caesar side of things for the big podcast with Burson. I'll let you talk about that. I'll put this up on the screen as well. Let me go ahead and add it now.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
There you go.
So you already got the schedule set. It's pretty jammed packed. The format and everything, pretty much the same as last year. We were completely pleased with last year. Last year was fucking phenomenal. So
yes, it was.
No reason not to be pleased with it. The guest was pleased. Bursa was pleased. Walk the Talk was pleased. Everybody was just thrilled. So we mixed it up a little bit. It's got some of the usual suspects in some guest spots, but we brought in some new blood as well. And if you didn't follow along, the format for last year was, starting at, and this is when we mention times, we're talking local Vegas time, by the way.
Yes,
So
yes,
do
yes,
your
yes.
do your math. But starting at 4 every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be the podcast there, and we will have three 20-minute segments, and in each of those 20-minute segments will feature basically a quote unquote industry guest, and then a quote unquote organizational,
Or
guest.
2A. Yeah.
Maybe, but not really. I mean,
Sometimes. Yeah,
Zeke's
sometimes.
not really 2A, but it's
Yeah.
more of an organization than it is the
Yep.
industry, I guess. But um, yeah. So what you're seeing on the screen now, for those that are live with us, is that schedule, and we will have this, of course, up somewhere in the Bursa booth to try to hopefully get people there on the floor that walk by or something, scan the QR codes and tune in and do all of that. But Tuesday we got at 4 Bursa paired with GOA, and then at 4:20 we've got Gideon Optics paired with Walk the Talk America, and at
Oh,
4:40
by
we've
the
got
way, shout out to Walk the Talk
yeah,
America. They're also helping out with this. So you're going to notice
oh yeah,
that Bursa and Walk the Talk are going to get slots like they did last year every hour,
thank you,
every
yeah,
day.
thank
So
you.
yeah.
Forgot to mention that, yeah, but we'll have Bursa and WTTA every day, absolutely. 4:40 on Tuesday we got Anderson Manufacturing and Big Tony Simon, 2A4E
It's a
Diversity
lot of
Shoot.
Marines in that room that day. You're going to be okay with that?
Yeah, as long as no cats show up, we should
Well,
be
that's
good,
true
man.
too. Yeah, no cat.
You know,
Well, yeah, you never know,
yeah.
but yeah.
But we got Wednesday. We've got 4
Wow.
o'clock. We got Rocker paired with Walk the Talk. We've got 4:20 Bursa paired with 2AO, Second Amendment Organization, and then we've got 4:40. We've got HRT paired with Kids to Kings.
Yep, that's a great one.
Thursday, leading off at 4 o'clock, we've got EAA paired with Kids Safe Foundation. 4:20, we got Xander's paired with Modern Gun School. And then we've got 4:40 Bursa paired with WTTA.
Which
Interestingly
is kind
enough,
of great. That's the last one, so that's kind of like signing off. Having Bursa
yeah,
and Walk and Talk together be kind of a cool one.
actually putting the because Ghost and I have had the schedule in a Google Doc for a while, and have
Yeah.
played around, and then it took me 3 or 4 days. I don't even know, the QR codes on this fucking sign like to killed me, but working on this sign, and I just now noticed that the
Hmm.
last plot on the last day
Is
is the
Bursa
two
Walk the Talk?
two
Yeah.
partners we have in this podcast, which is
Yeah.
Bursa and WTTA. So yeah, that's fitting. That worked out couldn't have worked out more perfectly, and it was absolutely, I promise you, not planned. So
Yeah. No, but it just it's very fitting, right? Yeah, we've got some cool things to bring up about this podcast, and what we're doing is obviously partnering with Bursa and Walk the Talk as we did last year. This year,
yeah,
Rolf and Mike, two great friends, but Bursa's been great. Obviously, Mike Sedini is a dear friend of Clover and mine, and Walk the Talk. He's doing great work. So what we've decided to do this year is you guys can be involved in this as well. Do we want to go ahead and go into that now, or we want to wait?
yeah. Basically, we are going to implement some ways that you guys out there are going to get to pitch in, and we're going to raise some money for Walk the Talk America.
Yep.
It's a great organization. They need help, and every little bit helps. And we've got a few ways in which we're going to do that. Each day I pretty much have the producer seat, more or less, when we do these. You would agree?
Producer engineer, he's running. He's the
Kinda.
brains. He's the
Yeah.
brains of the operation. I'm just the well, I would say the pretty, but I'm not pretty, so
No. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Maybe.
no.
So, while we're doing these, I will be tossing out the link for donations to Walk the Talk America, and of course we will obviously be inviting people to do that. The sign that you see, folks see on the screen now, And just to kind of describe this, I know we've got the podcast world. Basically, this is going to be a 18 by 24-inch sign. It's has the Ghost and Clover logo. It has all of the schedule with QR codes, not just for the live streams, but also for SHOT Show and for each of the companies and organizations on there as well. This particular sign, we will be having all of our guests sign this before they leave the booth, right?
Yep.
And our original thought with this was we would get everybody to sign it, and then we would auction off the sign. We would auction it off, have a bring up a stream, whatever you guys would get a chance to bid on that. Right.
Yeah.
And that money would go to WTTA. Now, details are not completely worked out on how this is going to work. I guess that would be fair to say, right?
It'd be fair to say, but we know how we want to do it. We just got to figure out how to make it work the smoothest, right?
So so what we're going to do is we thought, well, that's great that the viewers and listeners out there would have a chance, to get something super unique with this sign and it all being signed by people. It's definitely a one of a kind. But why don't we up the ante a little bit and see if we can't get some of these companies to match whatever we raise on the sign, right?
Absolutely.
And my goodness, by the time I don't know how many different industry we got on there, you guys can count. I'm not going to do it, but by the time we multiply that bid amount or whatever by those industries, heck, that's a pretty good chunk. I think we can raise for WTTA.
Yeah.
Now, we won't be doing this at SHOT Show. First of all,
no.
Understand that. My thought, and I know we haven't discussed this, Ghost, but my thought maybe the first Ghost and Clover of the year, maybe.
That sounds like a plan to me.
That would be about right, a couple weeks or 3 after SHOT.
Yeah.
We will do the quote unquote fundraiser, right? And maybe we get Mike to come in, or even if the industry people want to come into that, could be kind of fun too. That's why I say we're still a little fluid on how it's all going to work, but it ramped up from there that we got to thinking, okay, this sign is going to be cool, right? It's going to be a one of a kind. It's going to be kind of neat. It's part of history, that sort of thing. How can we up the ante? How can we make this even better? And we want to make it better for everybody out there. And so we partnered up with Umarex. Ghost and I got to talking, and we thought, man, would it be cool to have some type of a prize package, some kind of something to go along with this sign, to make it even that much sweeter? And and Ghost mentioned airsoft. And when he mentioned airsoft, I thought, oh snap! I
just thought it'd be easy to where you don't have to worry about FFLs and all of that. Yeah,
exactly. So I thought, oh snap! I've got a sweet airsoft vest. I got a sweet pair of airsoft goggles here. Thank you, Amazon. And we happen to know a Sasquatch that we thought would be more than willing to help us out with that. And so big shout out and thanks to Umarex. And I do not remember the model, but it is basically a shorty M4 style airsoft rifle they threw in to that deal. So the bidding, if you will not just be for that one of a kind sign, but an actual airsoft package.
Almost $400 worth.
At close to $400. Yeah. Probably more if you're talking tax and shipping and other things.
That's true.
Definitely more. But the money I come up. So, imagine that. Imagine if we're even we're able to raise on the bid the cost of the package
Mm-hmm.
times however many the the matching industry.
Yeah,
Oh my God, at the ability to really help out a great organization like Walk the Talk America.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. And the reason why I thought of, once again, the airsoft is one, it's easy to ship that stuff where you don't have to worry about FFLs and all that. But you may not be into airsoft. This might get you into airsoft. First off,
Mhm.
you can do a lot of good, cool training with airsoft. Most importantly, this could be something, a kit with the vest and everything else, to kind of get maybe the next generation learning and utilizing airsoft and all that. Airsoft can be used in a lot of different positive ways. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool package. Like I said, thanks to Umarex for throwing that in. And like you said, we got basically I wouldn't call it a plate carrier, but it's more like a chest rig.
Oh, I can't tell you, it does have the pockets for
Okay,
plates.
so you could put plates in
Yeah.
it. There you
Yeah.
go.
It
There you
does have,
go.
yeah, it does have pockets for plates. You can put plates in it if that's what you so
Yeah.
choose. Yeah.
And the cool
Yeah.
goggles and all that. I mean, if you could take this, um,
It is
and
a just real quick, a little bit on the carrier. The goggles are the goggles, right?
yeah, they're goggles. Yeah.
Now the goggles do have interchangeable lenses, so they've got clear, amber, and smoke. Uh, and then the vest is a quick detach. For those that are viewing, it has this
Yeah.
little
Up on the
button on the
shoulders.
front, and you push that button, and the sides, or whatever, and the shoulders will
Yeah.
disconnect.
That's pretty
So it's
cool.
quick disconnect. It comes with a few mag pouches and whatnot, Molly everywhere, blah blah blah. It is super padded, and then yes, it has the spot to for the
And
plates.
you might get a patch from each of us thrown in there. You never know.
Oh,
Patches
we
or
could
sticker.
definitely
There's all sorts of stuff we might be able to add to that package. You just
a little bit of
never know what we're
swag.
going to throw in there, because there's going to be some swag we get from Shot Show. You just never know. You never know what you're going to get.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main package. And the reason why we want to do this is, look, we understand that it's a great organization, Walk Talk America, and just in general, people should want to help that organization out. That said, for those that are on the fence of whether I want to do that, we're going to sweeten the deal and we're going to try to bribe you into it. So, absolutely, it's a cool package. And like you said, that'll probably be the first Ghost and Clover podcast, probably like mid-February or so. We'll do the bidding. We'll by then we'll know how we're going to solve the whole bidding process. Like Clover said, we might even try to get Mike and some of the people
Well,
onto that podcast and have a big, cool, open room.
yeah, and
Um,
I've even toyed with the idea. Again, this is some live wargaming and spitballing that you and I haven't discussed privately. But I
and
don't
I
see
love
why
that.
big.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's a big deal. Would be a big deal to even say something, but with it being Walk the Talk America and 501(c), so many people run raffles that are illegal raffles. But I mean, we
Yeah.
could potentially go down the road of that rather
We could,
than a bidding
because of
war.
being an actual
Um,
501. Yeah.
yeah, we could. That's not the original plan, so I'm not putting that out there for you guys and saying that's what's going to happen. But I did have a conversation with Mike, and he is able to look at, track, and all of that, those donations pretty easily.
Yeah.
His system for it. So, um,
So it might be
don't
one
know,
of
don't
those.
know.
I don't know. This could be interesting. It could be like a blind bid type situation where everyone goes and we'll give you a certain time limit between, the next 10 minutes. Go place your bid through Walk the Talk America. Mike could sit there and tell us it's a blind bid. So bid your best bid, right? And whoever
Well,
has the highest bid wins. That could be interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think about something like that? Here's a good thing about it, because if you lose that bid and you don't get it, then guess what? You still donated to a great cause.
it's still a
Who
write
knows?
off. Yeah.
It's still a write-off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll figure
That's
it out.
true.
There's
True.
different ways we can do this, folks.
Yeah. But either way, that's what's being done, right? So,
Wood says, do a raffle. I don't have the money to win a bid, but a raffle, he'd buy a raffle ticket. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways, and we'll talk with Mike in Vegas when we're in Vegas and see what he would like to get done. We'll take a lot of different perspectives and figure out what's the best way. The thing we want to do is not the fact that we were trying to sell this thing off and give this package away. What we really want to do is to raise as much money as we can for Walk the Talk America. And the best, we'll have to figure out which way is the best to do that, right? I don't know.
Yeah, because what would be sad, and this was kind of my thoughts, and who is it? G23 says hopefully bring their checkbooks. That was a little bit of my concern. Was going to be really sad if we can't raise but a couple $100 on this package, on a $400 pack. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's going to be sad considering that, it's trying to go to such a great organization. Now, the saving grace with that is even if it's not but a couple $100, by the time these companies match, then it's going to add up quick. So that's the beauty of being able to tap into the industry, and honestly, that's what we we've complained about that. We complain about that quite often. You and I both complain about that. There's people out there in the chat right now that complain about that, of how the industry needs to get involved. But we all need to do more, and we all need to be more involved. And so, maybe switching up to more of a raffle style might help more people be involved. I don't know. It's something we got to weigh out and see. We'll know in about a month now, I guess.
Roughly.
And another thing I want to mention about this too, we've got quite a few, channels, creator friends and stuff like that. Once we get ready to, we're coming out of shot, and we've had the conversations with Sadini from Walk the Talk America, and we know, obviously Umarex and with the prize package and other things, and these companies, right, that are going to match, and we know what we're going to do, and we have all of that. The ink is dry, so to speak, on what we're going to do, and we get ready to push that out and promote. We're definitely going to do that ahead of time, plenty ahead of time, and what we are going to be looking for is all of our creator friends out there. And I know there's some of you out there that are not in the gun space, and that's quite all right. You've got channels in other places. I fully expect you guys to get on board with putting some type of post out for this and helping us share it. I'm not asking you to do a 20-minute video. I'm not asking you to even do a YouTube short or an Instagram reel. Throw a post up with a picture, and I will even provide the pictures. I can help you out with that if I need to, but I'm going to tap every creator that I know, and Ghost, I know you're the same way, and every industry person and everybody else to try to get the word out on this, because strength in numbers, right?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's rally the troops to the cause of Walk the Talk America.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what this is, right? This is just a fun way to kind of fundraise for Walk the Talk America, right? We want you to feel like you're getting something. Not only getting the prize package, you're getting a pretty badass banner sign.
One of a kind, man.
One of a kind. It's the one that's going to literally be hanging in the booth at SHOT every day. Like I said, we're going to get all of these people that come on. They're going to sign it, and you can do with it what you want after that. But you are going to get that as well. Excuse me. And I think that's really the Panel versus Blood Sports Debate Network says, just Discord me and I'll post it. There you go. I got a text from G23. We'll talk about off air. But no, I think that the biggest thing is we want to try to do is, like I said, and Clover said, we know the work that Mike and Walk the Talk America is doing. It's valuable to not just the firearms community, but it's just in the community as a whole. We talk about mental health and suicide and all that. I mean, it is a topic that unfortunately needs to be addressed, and Mike is doing a fantastic job the last 5 years, 6 years of figuring out a way to bring firearms and suicides, those communities together without being negative. And he has been asked a lot, especially in the last year, last couple of years, he is asked to come and speak at a lot of these different conventions and meetings and all of that into what I would consider hostile territory where they don't like guns. They blame guns for a lot of these conventions that he goes to and speaks. He's spoken at the White House. He was invited to the White House. He's been to the White House for this, but he goes into a lot of these, I would call them hostile environments, and is able to change some minds. If nothing else, have these people that were salivating at their mouth saying, we hate these people, at the end of it and say, you know what? I appreciate you, the courage you had to come in here, and you've maybe think about my stance a little bit. Maybe we should have a conversation. So I think, obviously, Mike has done a great job, but anything we can do to help them get to more of these places, to give more speeches and start convincing a lot of people. More importantly, convincing our own people to be okay to talk about mental health and to be okay. And this is the thing that he started when he very first started. This is, he says, I want people to talk about suicide and firearms the same way to talk about a common cold. It's gotten so, people get so used to talking about it, and it's not like a bad thing anymore. We should all be able to talk about mental health, and he's done a great job. So I think it's our responsibility as a gun community to help in every way we can, especially for people that are doing an amazing job at a very difficult job. And he has a very difficult job.
Well, and those that know Mike and have been around long enough and know about Walk the Talk America, and first of all, if you don't, definitely go look it up. I'm trying to think. I think maybe DJ had posted the link out there in the chat, but what is it? WTTA.org, maybe?
WTTA.org, yes.
And look at the resources there and all the other stuff. But what I was going to say is, when back, however many years ago it's been now, it's hard to believe it's been that long ago. We were some of the ones, you and I, just in knowing Mike, was some of the ones on the kind of the ground floor of him selling his company, his family owned Eagle
Imports for generations.
For generations. And he sold it to take this over. And,
not selling it to make money and to live a high life. He took all that money and put it into Walk the Talk, to where he was financially strapped there for a while.
And there is no better person to fight this fight for us than Mike.
Yep, 100%.
This was absolutely, I believe, a calling for him to do this. And I mean, he wouldn't have sold his company and went all in on this if he didn't believe that as well. But I totally believe that, because he has just the compassion and the empathy and the mindset and the attitude and everything else to be able to do exactly what you're talking about, right? Being able to walk into that lion's den, right?
Yeah.
And being able to know how to navigate that particular world. He's just got,
and if he doesn't know how to navigate, he fakes it until he makes it. And he does a hell of a job doing that.
This is true. This is true. This is true. Yeah, there was something else I was gonna add to that, and I don't even remember what it was, but yeah, I mean, he definitely well suited, and he needs the help. I mean, one of the things too, you got to realize, he does not. I've never heard him talk bad about any other organization, and I've never heard him. He will never once tell you to pull your funding for that organization to support him. He would never tell you to do such a thing. He sees the value in other organizations as well, and there's plenty of them out there. We got a whole schedule for the SHOT Show thing, right? Yeah. So
and there's a bunch of them that can't make it to SHOT because of time or money and all that we'd love to get them.
Mostly money, unfortunately. Mostly money, which sucks, because if you know anything about SHOT Show, well, SHOT Show is the show. And SHOT Show is the place where those small organizations and stuff. I'm going to get off the WTTA train here for just a minute and just talk about, like, not specifically some of the organizations we're going to have on the podcast at SHOT Show, but the ones also that couldn't make it and whatever, those
Yeah.
small organizations, and a lot of you guys out there, you know who they are, that really need that
Yeah.
grassroots funding. Um, your money is, and I get it, the big 2A organizations and stuff like that, and the memberships for those, and what I get you. But I will contend that those grassroots small organizations are the ones that's going to make the most headway as far as societal change.
Mm.
And I contend that a lot of the issues we're running into in this world today, in this country today, 2A related, are societal issues. They're not necessarily legislative issues. And I would point to,
Mm.
we got a pretty decent Supreme Court. We got Trump in there now. We got Republicans have power, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But if we can change society, what is, was it Breitbart? Politics is downstream from culture.
That's true.
So if we can affect the culture, politics will follow suit. And so, yeah, look into a lot of those smaller organizations if you can find ways to help them. And maybe we're also talking to a lot of fellow creators out there, right?
Mm.
Hell, if we're doing this, there's no fucking reason that you guys can't do something like this with an organization of your choosing on your channel, with some kind of a fundraiser or telethon or something. And if you do, I will make you this promise, just like I fully expect all of our friends out there to get behind us on this when we get ready to kick it off.
Mm-hmm.
I will be there. I will be there to share and promote when you
Absolutely.
when you
I'll simulcast if you want me to. I have no problem doing that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No problem whatsoever.
So there you go. There is I guess, have we missed anything? Did we miss anything?
No, man, that's pretty good timing. We're right up against the hour, so it's actually pretty good. Woods, we didn't get to your question. We can talk about that maybe after SHOT Show a little bit as well. What are the 3 or so goals for 2025? Because here's the thing.
I think we kind of covered it.
We kind of covered most of them, but we'll also, it sounds weird, but some of the times you don't know what the goals are until after SHOT, because so much happens at SHOT that you're not expecting or you didn't even think about. And then some kind of a thing gets opportunity gets kind of offered or talked about. You're like, oh my God, that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, be fun.
I wonder if he was talking about individually or as far as the podcast.
Well, I don't know. We can ask him. Woods, let us know. Yeah,
if he was talking individually, you're going to go over a lot of your stuff on
Tuesday. Yeah, I got some pretty big announcements personally coming out Tuesday. We can talk about some of that stuff as well. But
and for me, I did a live.
Excuse me.
Couple days ago or something like that. It's in members only now because I take my lives members only once they're done. But I'll probably go live again and probably discuss some of the stuff. I've got some things definitely in the works. As far as Ghost and Clover, we pretty much discussed what we're changing and what our plans and
we're going to try to have a lot of fun doing this, which we always do. We're going to try to raise some money for Walk the Talk. So,
and we're going to try to get
great organizations throughout the year. We might do something this summer for Sarah Joy, or we might do something, for Tony or for Charlie. We might intermittently just have these random telethons, if you will.
If we can get some industry behind us, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's my thing. I really have. At this point where I'm at, I really have no interest in trying to ramrod and railroad some kind of 2A fundraising for amazing fucking organizations by myself. I want to rally the troops. I feel that it's better when we can rally the troops, right? But let's be honest, as far as the Ghost and Clover is concerned, in 2025, it's all about getting a big fat check from Chase. That's really all we're after, right?
Or a 10 pounds thing of bologna. One of the two. I'm good either way.
10? That's being generous. 10?
10 pounds of bologna can go a long way, my friend.
Are we gonna smoke it?
I'd rather not talk about bologna right now. Just
Right.
saying.
Yeah, inside jokes. So
Inside joke. Bologna and roast beef.
way
You know,
inside.
way inside. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go, Armintia.
Lord.
There you go. Oh my God. Next week's going to be crazy. Looking forward to it. 6 days. 6 days before we head out. Well, you'll be leaving before that, but I'll fly out next Saturday and
Yep.
all
We
that
got
jazz.
a
So,
long ride.
yeah, we got dinner Sunday night
Oh, we
at
got a
Wolf.
full week. Yeah.
We got a full week. We're going to Wolfgang Puck's restaurant Sunday night. We got our big dinner that I put together. Man, could have up to 20 people. Depends, right? Monday night. Tuesday night, we got a couple different things. Wednesday night's a full night. Wednesday night. Thursday night's going to be a crazy night. And then I leave Friday. So yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, we'll cover Friday pretty hefty for you though. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I'm sure we've got fried Oreos on the menu for Friday.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is starting next SHOT Show, I don't necessarily have to come back on Friday anymore. So
More to come Tuesday on that.
more to come Tuesday. That's correct. That is correct. So yeah, stay tuned. Real quick, what you got going on? I know we kind of just talked about what we got going on, but what you got going on between now and
Nothing.
and SHOT, and for the listeners out there, if they want to cover your SHOT coverage, what do you plan on doing, and where can they find a lot of your during the SHOT experience?
I don't plan on a lot from SHOT. Don't really look for a lot this year from me because we've added the podcast. There will be at some point after we get back from SHOT, maybe during SHOT. It kind of depends how it goes. There will be some shorts that go out. Now, with that, having said that, I have started stripping the YouTube shorts off of the main channel.
Are you hurting for money that bad that you're stripping?
Well, this is true. Well, I got a good offer from Spearmint Rhino, so
well, hey, that's fair. That's fair. You have to dance in a cage. That's a lot.
Really big contract. But anyway, but putting those over on the CloverTac Shorts channel, so you'll want to go check that out. If we do much, it's probably going to be that. I don't really intend on doing any booth reviews or videos from booths or stuff like that. We'll have a range day montage, I'm sure, following SHOT. And it, once we get back from SHOT, I'm waiting right now. You know this. The channel members out there of ours know this. But waiting on the carport for the range area, and I'm down. I'm just flat, just down. For the most part until all that happens, and it doesn't look like any of that's really going to happen until after SHOT. So a lot of we're going to get through SHOT, and then coming out on the backside of SHOT, it's going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of stuff going down. We've got what we talked about with the fundraiser for Walk the Talk. We'll have the content, any of the content that came out of SHOT. The CloverTac podcast will fire back up. Early season 2025. So we'll have that. Just all around a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I was going to type it to your wife, Armintia. All I'm going to say, we'll have this talk in private, but Thursday night, Chase and I have something planned, and no one else knows about it. But I'm just going to throw it out there. It just might change your life. So in a good way. So you'll be fine. We promise. Well, we can't promise. We hope that there will be nothing that would take an arrest warrant or anything like that. But you put Chase and my mind together, and sometimes we'll have fun. Sometimes it could be a little risky. Sometimes it's even dangerous. But you're gonna have fun. Keep an open mind. If you like skydiving or ever wanted to go skydiving, get to have fun. Just saying, but keep an open mind and just trust us. I know that it's hard, but trust us. It's for me, like I said, Tuesday night's podcast. I've got a big announcement on a personal side of things that's going to possibly change the direction of the channel. Maybe not, but have to stay tuned for that. It's going to affect a lot of different things, but I'm really excited about it. And we have bail money set aside. No, that's what Snob's for. Snob's going to have all of that Amazon money just sitting aside waiting for us. So him and G Webs are our bail.
G will
guys.
save us. G will save us.
He saved us last year, didn't he?
Yeah, G's our emergency
middle of the desert.
Yeah, we're good.
Man, I tell you what, as much as we talk about G Webs and love G Webs for a lot of different reasons, just one because he's G Webs. But I tell you what, that guy never even flinched. And we said we got 2 blowouts. We're in the middle of the freaking desert. And it's midnight. We woke him up and he said, "I'm on my way." Like never questioned. And that's kind of person G Webs is. So, but yeah.
Yep.
All right. Looking forward to it. The Ghost and Clover podcast will have everything scheduled out on the channels. You'll be able to see all of them. I'll have that done probably tomorrow or the next day. So we'll have all of them scheduled out to where you'll be able to see them. Obviously, if you want to find what I'm doing at SHOT Show, we'll have some, we always have a range day video and a couple things after SHOT Show gets done. If you want to see, I'll be posting maybe some shorts here and there or reels, whatever, or just some pictures on Instagram. Chances are, if you want to see anything, what we're going to do during the week, it'll probably be on Instagram. So just make sure you're following Ghost Tactical 2.0 over on Instagram. And that's where you're going to find our coverage. But most of it's going to be done after we get home. And like I said, range day video, a couple booth videos, stuff like that. Not a whole lot. It's different now than it was 7 years ago, right? 8 years ago. It's different now.
Yeah.
So we had to evolve as the times change, which is good. It's a good different, but for us, it's different. I'm not going there for booth reviews and all. I'm not getting there to try to get 25 interviews and 25 videos done. That almost killed me that first year. And so it is what it is. But we'll have fun, but we'll be covering a lot of stuff through Instagram. So that's, if you want to see what we're doing there, if you want me to cover something specific and I have time, absolutely DM me on Instagram and we'll try to do what we can. So a lot of us going. So a lot of people that you guys follow, a lot of them are going to go on a shot, and understand that we're very, very busy. We may not see all the DMs. We may not respond to the DMs. And if you don't get me or Clover or someone, try someone else. Someone's going to be able to cover something for you. And if I see it, but I don't have time for it, I might say, hey, so-and-so, might be a good idea to cover this. There's some people asking for it. So there's a big network of guys that go. And Mike, we're looking forward to seeing you at SHOT for the first time this year. Mill Circle C out there. Be riding the Lightning Ghost. Hey, I am. Will you video riding the? I'm not gonna. You never know what's gonna happen. I will probably tell you one thing that won't happen. There will be no phones recording Wednesday night at all. That thing's gonna be a wild night for me, and there should be no video evidence ever on my phone. So yeah,
party it up Paris style, baby.
Well, I've got 3 different ones I've got to get to that night. And by the time I get to Paris, holy shit, there's no telling. But yes, it'll be a fun night. It'll be a fun night. But absolutely, we're looking forward to it. Like I said, we'll be covering it on our own ways. And there'll be a lot of people out there covering SHOT. So if you're not seeing it on my channel or Clover's channel or whatever, or Thursday, that's correct. Thursday is no, definitely for Thursday, no camera phones allowed. Probably Sunday too. Yeah, Sunday too at Wolfgang would probably probably not. Man, just what? No phones at night. Period. All week. That should just be our rule. No phones is every night. Yeah, fair. Is that fair? I think that's fair, right? All right. Anyways, there'll be a lot of stories, but there'll be no evidence of them. So anyways. All right, man. Looking forward to seeing you next week in 6 days. And you got anything before we get out of here?
I'm not back in 5 minutes. Just wait longer.
Move along. Nothing to see here.